American Water Polo.
Hi, this is Damon Newman from American Water Polo, and we're here to sit down with Sivan Pardon from Wittenberg University, and so we can take a little bit better understanding of the recruiting process at Wittenberg. How you doing, Sivan?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
it's
you
a
said,
pleasure.
yeah, like you said, I'm from Wittenberg University. I'm the head coach here. We are a newer program. We're a leading liberal arts private college located in Springfield, Ohio, which is between Columbus and Cincinnati, for those of you who are not familiar with Springfield. And it's also close to Dayton. So again, we're a new program. We joined the CWPA for our inaugural season in 2019, and as a new program, we're really looking to make strides and are striving to achieve the same academic standards of excellence across our campus, as well as a lot of the other athletic programs that we have at our university. And a huge part of us continuing to build towards that and even surpass that standard is through recruiting. And that's really what's going to allow us to build champions in and out of the water.
Excellent. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How did you find yourself in the position you're in right now?
Right. Yeah. So I grew up in Los Angeles, California. I grew up playing on a small local club team, and I eventually went on to play at University of Hawaii, a Division I program. And I left there eventually and went back after being a fifth-year assistant there. I went back to the mainland and continued to coach club, high school, at a number of different levels, and eventually, looked into the opportunity at Wittenberg to start a new program, and definitely felt as though it was a good fit for me and the challenge that I was looking for at the time, and so here I am today.
Excellent. That sounds like a great path to lead you there right now. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what does the recruiting process look like for you at Wittenberg?
Yeah, I'll start by saying the recruiting process is different for each athlete, and it really can be separated into three different areas, which is, first being identified as a potential recruit, then being evaluated by myself or another coach, and then ultimately deciding on the offers that we're going to make. Are you somebody that's going to come in and start? Are you somebody that we see growing into a different position over the next few years? Are you somebody that's going to be a walk-on? And so that's during that time really deciding what that might look like and where you fit into our program. For most, the process really just begins in our first conversation. So whether that's you filling out a questionnaire, connecting with us by phone, via email, these are all examples of what that could look like, but it also may extend to you being referred to us by a coach, us seeing you at a combine, a clinic, or playing at a tournament, whatever that may be, and then again, thinking about, that first component of this recruitment process, being identified as a potential recruit. A part of that could be us scheduling a phone call, doing research, connecting with your coaches, and really getting a better idea of, where you might fit in, what kind of player you are, what kind of teammate you are, who you are as a person, and then, inviting you to campus, following those phone calls, email exchanges, whatever that may look like. And, for right now, doing virtual visits, and getting our team involved, you connecting with them. So you can really get a good idea of what this experience would look like. And then again, lastly, the decision, depending on your acceptance to the school, where we see you fitting into our program, and then moving on from that point. So, yeah.
Excellent. So you talked a little bit about some of the character traits you're looking for. Obviously the process is kind of a, big picture of the athlete, academics and what have you, as well as athletics. What are some of the character traits you're looking? You talked about your second year program essentially. So what are the building blocks of that kind of character athlete you're looking for?
Right. I see our water polo team at Wittenberg as being very competitive, focused, energetic, organized, fun, hardworking, and a supportive group of student athletes. Like you said, we're a new program, so especially for us, culture is a really big deal, and culture is a really big deal to me, aside from being a new program. So making sure that we continue to bring in athletes that have a strong sense of motivation, a drive to succeed, that are natural leaders, that are focused and have and show a willingness to learn, take criticism, now more than ever, show some resiliency and a gratitude and appreciation for the opportunity, for the experience that you're really going to get. And that you're afforded. And those are just some qualities that, will really help you find success at the next level within our program.
Awesome. That's great. Those are, those are the types of really strong things that you can build a program out of. And I think that's, you have it really honed in on what you're looking for then. That's great.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we want to, again, build champions for a lifetime, and a lot of part of Division III athletics and within our program that makes us so unique is that you'll really have an opportunity to follow your passions and build on your potential, and a lot of those qualities are just some of the things that will take you to that potential and exceed it. So
great. So when do you typically see athletes reaching out to you? Obviously, NCAA rules are as what they are in terms of initial contacts and things of that nature. Do you see freshmen, sophomores? Is it typically junior year? What does that look like for you guys?
right. So, I mean, my recommendation is that you be proactive as a prospect. So, like you said, just keeping in mind those NCAA rules and regulations, make sure that you do your homework, right? And know that neither you nor I as a coach, right, could potentially be able to initiate a phone conversation, until after June 15th. So basically that summer between your sophomore and junior year. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not looking to build my recruiting class well before then. So the earlier, the better, right? I mean, we're doing our research before that date, attending events and communicating with your coaches. So making sure that, as an athlete, you're initiating that communication and emailing coaches of the programs that you're interested in, hopefully us, right? And, sending us your resume, your highlights, some sports specific stats and academic information, and most importantly, why exactly you're interested in our program. But yeah, the earlier the better, and really make sure now more than ever that you're taking initiative and reaching out to us.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice, and that'll obviously bleed throughout the entire interview. Is like just be proactive and be an advocate for yourself. I think wherever you want to go to school, that's something that you should try to take ownership of, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you talked a little about phone conversations, and obviously I know athletes and all prospects and coaches communicate differently. But if you have an athlete, you have a PSA, how would you recommend them prepare for like a phone conversation with you?
Right. So my recommendation is before you connect with any coach, really make sure that you take the time to reflect on what you would like out of the experience at the next level. Are there specific things that you're looking for in a program, in a school? Really make sure that you're checking out the information that you've been given by myself or the university and bring those into the conversation. I mean, ultimately, we're a resource for you as a prospect to as you look to make your final decision, and want you to be sure that you have what you need. So really come in, do your research, have questions, and be prepared before you come into that conversation.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's really true. I mean, we can both attest to having been on phone conversations with PSAs to where, it's like pulling teeth. So,
and that's okay too, right? Sometimes, I can appreciate that, right? Like there was moments when I was going through this process and I was like, wow, that was a really bad phone call on my part. I just turned into a mute and, didn't have much to say. But, we as coaches, like you said, we connect with a lot of different people, right? We know how to navigate the conversation. And if that's not, if a phone call is not what works best for you, then you can email, then you can continue to text. We can still continue to build that rapport in different ways. So
right. And then more so, yeah, like you said, the electronic communication, emails, text messages, those are all obviously acceptable forms of communication. And I think that whatever you feel comfortable utilizing is the best for the PSA.
Right. Yeah.
So, as you and I sit here right now, the country's obviously and going through, the COVID outbreak. There is some potential for, some large tournaments to be canceled or postponed, or there might be loss of opportunity for athletes to participate, and also for coaches to see them.
Right.
What would be your recommendation for a PSA in that position?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like us, I get it's really sad to have cancel seasons and many of these opportunities to play in front of coaches. So again, really make sure that you're taking initiative and reaching out to us coaches if you're interested, and sending highlights and game film so that we can get an idea of the type of player that you are. For me, I prefer a full game to get an accurate measure of, you as a player in, your endurance and your full game decorum, but right now, right, not everybody has the luxury of that. So, again, make sure that you're really working hard in your communication with myself and getting me what you do have, so that I can do my research, so that we can make sure this is a good fit and start that process. So. Yeah,
that's excellent. And so you talked a little bit about having some game films. Do you find yourself watching more game films now with some more idle time at the house?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, for us, like many student athletes, we want to continue to grow as a program, or, as individuals and coaches and stuff, and prepare for next season, or, down the line. So yeah, watching film and, season planning and doing all of that are definitely ways that I've been spending my time, for sure. Right. Yeah.
So in a typical, traditional year, where do you do some of your off-campus recruiting? I live outside Philadelphia. I've seen you in Pennsylvania a number of times, but I'm sure you're probably other places. What does that look like for your recruiting calendar?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely work hard to create as many off-campus recruiting opportunities in a number of different areas. Like you said, we have frequented Pennsylvania. Being in Ohio, we commit to being at as many events as we can, but we'll travel quite a bit to continue to build our new program. So, I've gone anywhere from California, Texas, Illinois, again, Pennsylvania, to Florida. Those are all areas we frequent and typically recruit at. But even if you're not in any of those areas, if you're interested in our program or coming to Ohio, again, reach out and communicate with myself or our staff, to continue to expand your opportunities and, for us as well.
Right. So if you say don't have the opportunity to be at some of those higher level tournaments that you might frequent, or be in a large club, maybe with a coach with a pretty familiar name. What would you recommend to those PSAs do? Just reach out to you and share information, or how would they do that?
Yeah, I would say really make sure to use your resources. I was in that position as well. I know I've shared with you about what that was like for me coming from a smaller program, and not necessarily having all of those opportunities granted to me. So really make sure that you connect with your high school and club coaches, your parents, and even alumni, and share with them that you're interested in playing at the next level, and really build your network and the support system that you have behind you to give you the confidence to reach out, to have the best communication you possibly can, and get the most research and information you can regarding our team or other programs. Again, most of my career I was on a small local team and was fortunate to have earned and been allowed to play whenever I could. And I wish I had asked more questions about the recruitment process, and really looked to have better communication with coaches and parents and stuff like that, so that I could have this opportunity.
Okay, great. Yeah, I think that's some really good advice for sure. The So what's life like for a student athlete at Wittenberg? Like, and they take me through a day in the life.
Right. So, I mean, you and everybody already knows that being a college athlete means you'll have a lot going on with classes, practice, and competing in water polo. And even though that's true for our student athletes as well, we really integrate into campus and the surrounding community. And it's really a place where you can follow your passions, develop your potential in and out of the water. And it's not uncommon to see our student athletes and our members of our team to have leadership roles across campus and within the community. We have team members that will go to our morning practice, go to their classes, and are in respective leadership roles. So maybe they're in a community leadership program, which is really important to us. Maybe they're in our student athletic advisory committee leadership programs. A lot of different, we have over 100 student organizations on our campus. So there's a lot of really unique opportunities for our students to engage and have sort of a life outside of just being a student and an athlete, which is something that I think is really special about our team and just our university as well. So, yeah.
Well, so yeah, so you see athletes, and the women that you work with are just really kind of they take a leadership role outside of the pool. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and that aside too, if you're thinking about like social life, right? It offers a good balance, right? Of student, of athlete. And being able to engage in some of these other opportunities in the community and across campus. And, as a program, they also choose to continue to spend time outside of, some of those different opportunities with each other, which is something that's been really awesome and special to see as a newer program, right? They're living together, they're, having dinner together, most nights. And so, it's just something unique again to our program and the opportunities that we have here at WIT.
Oh, that's awesome. That seems like you guys have a pretty special thing going there. Obviously first couple of years as you establish things and get the word out there so people can, be exposed to, the university you have and the opportunities that you can afford.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And, it's a testament to the hard work that they've put in and that we've put in as a program. So for me, I'm, looking forward to continuing to add to that with, our incoming student athletes and prospects.
Well, that's phenomenal. So finally, if we do, you have a PSA watching this, video, and they're interested in Wittenberg, what would the next step be?
Yeah, if you're interested in learning more about Wittenberg water polo in our university, email me. You can reach me at pardons@wittenberg.edu, pardons@wittenberg.edu. If you prefer to text me, I'm happy if you reach out via email to give you my cell number. We can text, you can call, whatever you're most comfortable with, and then we can get you the info that you need and take the next steps from there.
Excellent. Well, Sivan Pardon from Wittenberg University, it's been great. This is Damon Uma from American Water Polo. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and our website, americanwaterpolo.org. And remember, it's important to stay connected to what's important to you.